said number one, and you're damn fucking right. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. Do you like my honorable mentions?
Yeah, I didn't read all of them actually. Hold on, let me look through them real quick.
One might be a little edgy. I probably should have warned you. One's a little edgy.
Lance Armstrong's right ass cheek. The chick who sucked off the entire Suns team. Nah, dude, those are fine.
Well, I put Sue Bird as one.
Sue Bird.
That's why I just put Sue Bird. Okay. Keeping it.
That shit's funny.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I've been here. I guess we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, I'm about to start the TikTok live though first. I gotta
okay.
Yeah, I gotta figure out where I'm gonna set it up and everything. First I gotta make my little drinky drink.
So is it gonna have me on there too, like talking, or like how's that gonna work?
No, so it'll just have Oh, so much foam. Oh, that was so much foam at once. Okay, so yeah, it's just gonna have me, and then I'll have like a caption with like a link.
Okay.
Yeah, I have something.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that before.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm looking for the podcast. So categories: pop culture, food, beauty, and fashion. I'm gonna do fitness and sports. No, I don't know though. It's not really fitness and sports. I'm gonna say chat. Okay, so wait, how do we add a title? Twitch.tv/GTD_sports. Okay. So I just have the title is tune in at twitch.tv/GTD sports. Okay, so then let me get it set up here to where like the camera's on me. All right, cool. I think we're good to go. Yeah. All right, let's do it. You ready?
Ready for it.
I mean, I guess we're already live, but I'm going live on, as I say, it says you must be 16 years old to go live on TikTok. Oh, God, dude, there's so many buttons and stuff on here. I don't know what I'm doing.
I've definitely seen, like...
Can you pull it up on your phone and see, like, what it looks like?
Yeah.
The camera quality seems pretty not so good.
I hope this works because I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I see a live on TikTok, I go, "Fuck you, no way."
Nah, I don't know. I've seen lives get a lot of them before, like a lot of views and stuff before.
Oh, fuck, I forgot I deleted TikTok.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the episode, and then people can join if they join.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I deleted it the other day because. Ugh.
Yeah. No, I get it. Okay. Yeah, we got everything. Yeah, we're good to go. Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Going the Distance podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 23rd. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, and finally we're live on TikTok now. We just broke the 1,000 follower mark, so we're going to be starting to do all of our podcast episodes live on there as well. And Instagram is brand new as well, so make sure to check out all of our social medias. You can see the usernames right there at the bottom of the screen, at GTD Sports on most things, but then at gtdsports.com on TikTok. Make sure to follow our personal accounts at Ryan Bennell 8 and at Elijah Spans on Twitter. And I'm out of retirement fully now. Elijah, are you back at all with gambling?
Well, because I went up 62 last week or 2 weeks ago, and then I went down 62 last week. And so I think that's a sign to just cool my jets until football season.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll talk about it a little bit more whenever we talk about the Euro Cup and everything. But I've been having a fantastic week. I'm on Euro alone. I'm 14-4, up like $450.
Yeah, that's You're stupid.
It's ridiculous
You're
right now.
stupid
I
for
don't.
that.
Yeah, I put 4 units on a parlay and it hit. So that was risky, but it was worth
No
it.
way.
Yeah,
Good for
it was
you.
worth it. Yeah. Anyway.
I am so happy for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. But anyway, last but not least, make sure to subscribe to the GTD Sports newsletter on our website. It's over there at the bottom of the page. Just enter your information. You can get email notifications for every episode and things like that. All right. How are we doing, Elijah? Let's talk a little bit before we go into it.
Yeah, highlights of the week. I've been going to the gym a lot, and yesterday when I was doing deadlifts, I farted really loud.
Oh,
yeah.
Was it in public?
Yeah, no, it's a public gym.
Wow, so everybody heard that.
Yeah.
Did people look?
It would have been, it would have been loud enough to where, because I heard it through my headphones. I listen to the music loud. Nobody was directly near me, but it's not a very big gym. Also, it was stinky, so
people do.
I think so.
Yeah,
but I
100%.
just played it off. Like because I picked it up. I was doing a big weight. I started doing this new. All summer I've been working out, and then I started doing this really intense setup, and I was doing like 225 on deadlifts, which is near my max. Not that impressive, but it was a lot for me. And I picked it up and fucking just like that. Like I stuff was like, whoa, and yeah, so it was a little embarrassing. But
dude, I haven't experienced any like public gym struggles in so long, just because I'm a lazy sack of shit. But I need to get back into it. I just feel like every time I exercise, I always find that my like favorite or my preferred form is always cardio, like swimming, running, something of that sort, like playing soccer or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can just never get into lifting for some reason. I want to though.
I like lifting. I like deadlifts a lot. It's just I just feel good afterwards. Like that, like having my legs be sore the next day. For some reason, I really like that feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, I like it, but I also don't like it. I mean, the same thing happens. Like considering I don't really work out that much. Whenever I go running, my legs do get sore. So like,
see when I go running, bro.
Feeling.
When I go running, I'll be like, for like the first like 2 minutes, I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like, why don't I run more? And then after that, I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, this is why I don't run. I remember now. You know what I mean?
But what's the term? It's literally, I guess it's just
runner's
called
high?
runner's high. Yeah, like
Yeah.
runner's high. Whenever you're just going and then you just can't stop. I definitely get runner's high sometimes. Like whenever I run, it's very, not very frequent, but it happens. Like it did back in school and everything.
Yeah, I just wish. Well, it's also balls hot, so you gotta wake up at the ass crack of dawn or at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in Texas.
What about you? How you been?
I've been chilling. I've been kind of just working on a lot of stuff for like the website and everything. Like kind of grinding the social media. I think I don't want to. Let's check actually right now because we just hit. My goal was to hit 1,000 on TikTok before the end of the month, and 500 on Twitter, and we are at 496 on Twitter. So we're very close to hitting the milestones. And then also I'm trying to do a lot of stuff with the Instagram. I've been talking to Alex. Like Alex has more of a plan, but it definitely seems like the plan. If y'all don't know who Alex is one of our writers for gtdsports.com. She does all of our hockey content, really good stuff. She's been on one of our podcasts before too. But I was talking with Alex, and she gave me like this whole Instagram plan, right? I sent that to you. But I've been trying to figure out how to incorporate really like, the laid back, bar talk kind of vibes like we have, and like combining it with routine, like journalistic elements, like sports news, as well as sports bullshit commentary kind of thing.
Yeah. Cause we do a little bit of both. Like,
I think that's what, I've like kind of decided, because I've been thinking of like, there's really no like branding necessarily, like how Barstool has by the common man for the common man or whatever. Like, I think I want to do something like, I don't know, just like something like a perfect mixture of bullshit commentary and rudimentary facts or something like.
Yeah, because like me and you will both have articles where like we'll take it seriously and we'll make predictions and stuff. And we'll also have those articles where it's, basically a meme,
Yeah, like fucking Jared Porter sending dick pics and stuff.
Yeah. So like, I don't know.
Good content though. Good content.
It's good. It's all good content, but like So I don't know. It's trying to find the balance of when to hit it both in terms of like distributing it out on social media. That's probably been the hard part.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the bread and butter of the episode.
Yes, sir. Would you rather?
Yeah, would you rather? We started most episodes out like this, but I'm gonna let you go first because I feel shameful about my question. It's not very good. I don't know. I felt damp this week.
We all have down weeks. It happens.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything creative.
So, would you rather be the type of person whose favorite team that year is whoever is the best, or be that guy who wears basketball jerseys without an undershirt to games?
Okay, so I need more context on the first one. Like the first one, just being a fan of whoever's the best team that year.
Yeah, like when somebody asks you, who's your favorite football team, you answer the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And last year when somebody asked you that question, you would have said the Kansas City Chiefs. I know people like that.
So it changes every year.
It literally changes like every 2 years.
I get what you're talking about now.
A fair like there's fair weather fans, like the worst type of fair.
That's just bandwagon, like true bandwagon.
True bandwagons that don't
like
mercenaries.
That's tough. I don't know because I would never want to be the guy with no shirt underneath the jersey. That's fucking disgusting. Like that's greasy. That's greasy, honestly.
And that's wearing jeans with it.
Oh, dude. I don't know. That's the kind of people that would like buy pizza from a gas station. You know what I mean? Like those kind of people.
Or just like really huge douchebags with chains and like, I don't know.
They think they're ripped. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. The ripped ones. There's very
backwards snapback, like the flat bill snapback too. Like not like a normal hat, like a flat bill.
There's definitely two sides of it. I bet there's like, the type that think they're all that, like we're talking about the jacked guys with the chains and all that. And then there's like the hillbillies with the super beat up jeans, boots, and just a loose ass jersey with some side boob showing,
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be either of those guys, to be honest.
No, me neither. I think honestly I'd rather be the bandwagon fan because then at least if you're the bandwagon fan, you have something to talk shit about, you can be like, oh, well, fuck you, we're the best,
Yeah, it's tough because both are scumbags.
Yeah,
like, I don't even like dudes who wear basketball jerseys to parties. Like when my friends do it, I'm like, are you serious right now?
Yeah, unless it's a jersey party, I'm not wearing it.
That's all I see. I don't even wear basketball jerseys to jersey darties or whatever it is. I think it's dumb.
No, I don't wear basketball jerseys. I usually go with hockey or baseball.
Yeah, I have my Miles Austin jersey, Cowboys Miles Austin. That's what I roll with, but. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be either of those guys. I think.
Yeah, I may go with Bengals jersey too.
I think they're both so gross.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
I just don't.
Because especially if you don't have an undershirt too, what if you're sweating? Like, what if it's hot and you just got sweaty pits out in the open?
As much as I hate to say this, and I don't even own a basketball jersey because of this, I think I'm going to be the basketball jersey guy because at least I'll have loyalty.
Yeah, that's true. It is. See, yeah. The thing with the bandwagon is more like a characteristic. It's like a bad characteristic to have.
Yeah.
Just in life in general.
Well, if you're the basketball jersey guy, you lack self-awareness. So that's a characteristic that I don't want to have.
Yeah,
it's tough either way. It's tough either way.
I'm going with the bandwagoner.
All right. What you got for me?
Oh yeah, alrighty. All right, would you rather? This is inspired because NBA draft lottery was last night. Pistons got the number 1 pick. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But would you rather be drafted into the Pistons or Lions organization? I know it's different sports, but these are two of the worst run organizations in the entire country. It's bad. Who would you rather play for if you had to?
So yeah, Detroit, not the greatest city in America.
No. Probably not.
I think I'm going to have to go with the Lions solely because Dan Campbell's the head coach, and I love that guy. So that's solely on that because he's dope.
Yeah, I would go with the Lions too just because I don't know. It seems like they're at least trying to get better, with their offseason moves and everything.
Yeah, well, like Pistons, I would just hope. The only reason why I picked the Pistons is because I would have a sooner chance of being traded.
That's true. Well, I mean, the Pistons really, like, I don't want to say trust the process, but like, they're a team that's been down and out for a while.
They're a poverty franchise.
They are. They're a poverty franchise. They got some stuff for Blake Griffin. I forgot exactly what it was, but they got a decent chunk of change for Blake Griffin. Last year, their draft pick, Killian Hayes, he's good. He's an international player, but he was injured all year. Like literally within the first few weeks of the season, he was out for the year. And I think Killian Hayes can be good. And I mean, now they have the number 1 pick. So we'll we'll hold off to talk about the number 1 pick though when we go into the lottery stuff, because I don't know if Cade Cunningham is really number 1 material.
All right. So playoffs have been great. I'm gonna call us out, mostly you, for a second, because last week all of mainly your predictions, I just kind of agreed with you, but your predictions were like 100% wrong. You were wrong about because I asked, did the Hawks have a chance? You said absolutely not, and I said sure. And then Hawks won in 7.
Yeah.
And then I asked you about the Jazz series, and you said Jazz got it all the way.
Dude, I thought without Kawhi there was no way, but then Terrence Mann just whipped out his dick and clobbered him.
And then you were wrong about the Nets, even just having KD.
Okay, the Nets one, I thought that was a lock, bro. I thought there was absolutely no shot the Nets were gonna lose.
But Spin Zone, our initial prediction on the Nets, way back on like the 2nd or 3rd episode of this podcast, we were right that they weren't going to make it to the conference finals. I remember saying that.
That is true.
They're not going to make it to the conference. And so we were right, maybe because of injuries, but we were right. So
and we were concerned about the chemistry and everything.
Yeah. Can't have chemistry when you're not on the court.
So. Well, yeah, that, and I just mean like in general having like 3 superstars together. Like I remember whenever it first came together, that's what we were worried about. Well, but the way they played in the beginning of the playoffs scared me.
The one thing that kind of got to me thinking about, how they had this early exit out of the playoffs and super teams like that is that they sacrificed so much depth to go ahead and get that 3rd superstar in James Harden.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe if they would have just rode it out with KD and Kyrie and having the depth that they had with like Spencer Dinwiddie and Jarrett Allen, they would have been okay, and they would still be in the playoffs right now? What do you think about that?
I think it honestly they would have made it to the same spot. I don't know if they would have. I don't think they would have made the conference finals.
You don't think they would have beaten the Bucks?
No, I think honestly they had a better chance with the lineup they do have right now.
I don't know. Well, I mean, if the guys can't be, availability is the best.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I mean, Dinwiddie stepped in whenever Kyrie couldn't play.
Yeah, I mean,
and Dinwiddie was balling out.
Obviously, you'd rather have James Harden than those 2 guys, but when it comes to injuries, like to Kyrie, those guys can step up because, like, literally those last few games, it was just KD and James Harden on one leg. And
James Harden really just played like he didn't do anything.
He was hurt, and so you can't really fault him for it. But it's kind of like, maybe if they didn't make that trade, they'd still be in it right now. And that's kind of something you have to wonder. And you have to wonder, taking that into account when you go for these big 3 super teams.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's something you have to take into account. But I think the Nets ideology behind all this was like they're chasing a ring. They want a ring in the next few years. They didn't care what it took to get it. They gave up their, like we said, Jarrett Allen, Dinwiddie. They gave up the depth and got superstars in return. And I think that's just kind of a sacrifice they were willing to make in order to chase the rings.
Yeah, and I mean, like, fuck it. I mean, like, I can't really criticize them for that, but I don't know. I mean, time will tell. They'll probably get a ring. I mean, because James Harden's still going to be under contract, right? All 3 guys.
Mm-hmm. They should. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they won it next year.
I really wouldn't either, unfortunately.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers won it next year. Next year may end up being what this year was supposed to be. I've heard a lot of NBA players, especially LeBron. LeBron was very vocal about this. He said that this season should be the asterisk season, not last year. because you know how like COVID, everybody was saying this doesn't count. I know it's a stretch, but listen though, it's a 72-game season. The games were condensed. They weren't used to playing that frequently, traveling that much. I mean, I know it's only a 10-game difference, but it's still a difference nonetheless. I mean, more players were getting hurt. A lot of players got injured this year.
I don't know. Well, fuck me in the ass and call me Betty Crocker. Like, what do you mean that this is the asterisk year? Like, yeah, I mean, like, it still has that effect, but like, LeBron, you're just saying that because you didn't make it to the finals. But I mean, like,
I don't know what the timeline was. I don't know when he said it exactly. So maybe, I don't know if he said it when they got eliminated.
Maybe he said, I mean, like, yeah, he was off short rest when the season came in, but I don't know. That's just stupid. Don't say that. He's just saying that because he won the championship last year. Like, that's just LeBron being LeBron and trying to protect his greatness because he is about legacy.
I think he has a point, though.
Kind of what I was thinking, though, about, the teams that we have left. It feels kind of empty. Does it not? Does it feel weird?
It feels weird, like in the sense that there's not as many blockbuster names as there normally is. What is the stat? I think it was any team that wins the championship this year, it'll be their first since the NBA merger.
No way. Really?
It was something like that.
That would...
I don't want to.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Because these are all because the Suns never won it. They never won with Barkley or Steve Nash. The Clippers have been a poverty franchise until
the Clippers. This is their first time making the conference finals.
Yeah. Didn't Milwaukee win one with Kareem, or did Kareem have to go to LA to get his?
I think Kareem won it in LA.
No, he won it in LA for sure. But I'm saying, didn't he win one with Milwaukee?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, I can't. I don't know. I'm not a statistician.
The Suns haven't done shit in a while.
No, Suns have been an unfortunate franchise, but I love them. They're my favorite team left right now.
The Suns, dude. I want the Suns to win. I'm really rooting for them.
Like I was watching the fourth quarter of last night's game, and I didn't have money on it, and I was like actively rooting for the Suns.
I mean, I want to see him win. Even though they're a 2 seed, they really are an underdog. I mean, they had to play the Lakers first round. Now they're playing the Clippers, like the two most talked about teams out of the West, probably. Even
they've
though
been like so overlooked too at the same time, but they've just been a wagon. They just keep winning,
dude. Yeah. Oh my God. Did you watch Game 7 last night?
Or
not Game 7? Fucking Game 2. I don't know why I said Game 7. Game 2. Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, I watched the fourth quarter. That 33 real-time minutes for 2 minutes. That really that was a badass game, but that ruined it for me. Like if that was a regular season game, I would have turned it off.
I didn't even notice that, honestly.
Really?
I was kind of busy though while I watched, but I was like glued to the TV during the last obviously the last couple of possessions. And bro, that play, the buzzer beater play,
the inbounds.
Dude, Tyronn Lue, we could talk about Ivan Zubac, because he got his ass dunked on by Ayton. But, oh, my God, Tyronn Lue, that's embarrassing. As a coach, the Suns had one option, inbound it, tap it in. That's all they could do, right?
Well,
I mean, how are you not going to draw something up, coach the defense up a little bit? I know there's 0.9 seconds, but, if there's 0.9 seconds, he would have to catch it and just let it go. It wouldn't really be time for a catch, fade, a full shot, I
guess Dame did it with 0.4.
Yeah, Dame is Dame though. That's a little bit different. I don't know, but
Book could probably do it with 0.4.
Book maybe, but it wouldn't be a good shot attempt.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, so 0.9 seconds. That's still you could still maybe go for a 3 or maybe even a mid range. So there's still, but the obvious play was to go for that inbounds alley-oop. And so Ty Lue, how are you going to do that? But also props to Monty.
Oh yeah, dude. And props to Jay Crowder, bro. What a pass. That was perfect placement.
And honestly, the real winners of that play is the Suns front office for picking DeAndre Ayton. I think they've finally
he has blossomed this year.
Yeah, this really playoffs has because I think Luka's just been so good that they're saying that, maybe the Suns should have taken Luka. But
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I would have taken Luka over Ayton no matter what.
but now, well, I mean, if they win a championship, I would say otherwise, honestly.
Nah, dude,
That's what
I would
matters.
still take Luka, bro.
I mean,
I don't. You're right. Championships matters, but like they would probably win more championships if they had Luka.
Luka and Book.
Yeah, but they would need a big man of some sort.
Who's to say?
Yeah, they would need some kind of big man. I don't know. I mean, I really think the Suns, with the roster they have, they're really young. Like their stars are young, especially. So like they could really build a dynasty from this if they play their cards right in the draft, make a few good offseason moves. Like picking up Jay Crowder last offseason, that was an excellent move. Look at how he's turned out for them already. He's done great. So I really, they got Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Michael Bridges is really young too. They can build around that for years.
They've got a homegrown big three right there cooking up right now.
Yeah.
So if those guys stick around and they have that core and they continue on their trajectory right now, then yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised,
Absolutely.
Which is weird. It's so weird to think of the Suns as a dynasty team.
So bad for so long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Warriors too, go back to their navy and orange days before they rebranded, to the city and all that fancy new modern stuff. They were garbage. They were hot garbage. I don't ever remember them being relevant.
Steph couldn't stay, he couldn't stay active. He was staying hurt all the time. And then as soon as he got out of his injury stuff, all of a sudden and then they hired Steve Kerr. I mean, that's kind of how it went. I mean, the Suns a little bit of the same way, that they're doing it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, they for sure are, yeah. I mean, even the Sixers, they're not a dynasty yet whatsoever, but I mean, they started trust the process, a while ago back with Markelle Fultz and all that. I mean, obviously Markelle Fultz didn't work out, but the process worked out.
Yeah, Ben Simmons was not great in this last playoff series, though. I will say that. So maybe the process did a little. Maybe you shouldn't have trusted it as much.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If we're gonna talk about Ben Simmons, let's talk about Ben Simmons. I have a lot to say about Ben Simmons.
Yeah, go for it.
You guys should, if you're listening, y'all should check out our TikTok. I made a few videos roasting Ben Simmons just because, I mean, why not, So first off, I just want to say there's absolutely no excuse that the 76ers lost to the Hawks. I get it. The Hawks are overperforming. They're breaking their ceiling. They're doing better than everybody expected them to. Trae Young is playing out of his mind. Good for them, right? I don't have anything against the Hawks. But as a 1 seed, though, there's really no excuse for the way they played. It's not even like the Hawks, killed them. It was a game every time, and the Sixers just kind of choked it, and like even in game 7, Trae Young at one point was I think 2 for 16 from the field. And granted, he still played a good game. He just didn't shoot well. But, like, you got to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to win that.
Yeah, it was 2 huge comebacks by the Hawks to win that series. It's like, how do you let that happen? Especially when you're a 1 seed. When you're a 1 seed, there's really almost no excuse for you to not go to the conference finals.
Yeah, exactly.
The Jazz are a little bit of a different story because the Clippers just underperformed in the regular season.
Yeah,
that was still a team with Kawhi Leonard for much of the series. Like, the Hawks are a young team and they have already overperforming by just making it to the next round.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Overperforming.
So for them to lose that series is just embarrassing.
Yeah, and like the thing is, you think about Ben Simmons, and this guy was an all-star. Like he's an all-star, and this is how he's playing in the finals with a chance to go to the conference finals. Like, dude, one of the most mind-blowing stats of the whole series, Ben Simmons took 3 shots in the entire 7 fourth quarters of that series against the Hawks.
That's just unacceptable.
It's pitiful. Yeah,
it's unacceptable.
You can't do that as a point guard. And also he had the worst free throw percentage in NBA playoffs history with 34.2% from the line. That's a minimum of 70 attempts, though. But, I mean, still, fucking 32% or 34% as a point guard?
I could do that.
Exactly. Like I can't think of another point guard that is as bad as shooting as him. Ben Simmons is literally, it's just become really evident in in this playoffs and everything. He is truly a liability in half court offense. Like, what does he do? He dishes it out, sets screens, gets out of the way. Or, unless it's transition offense, he's not really going to be doing much. Or unless somebody's setting screens for him to drive to the hole, he's not going to be creating shots. Like, I don't see where he brings value really other than defense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, he has the potential to be so good too, because everything other than scoring the ball, he's a really good player. And like experts all around have said, like, well, if he can just figure out how to shoot, then he is an MVP caliber type player. But he doesn't know how to shoot, and that's kind of the most important thing in the entire game of basketball.
Yeah,
to shoot the ball,
putting the ball in the hole.
That's how you win, is you score more points than the other team. So that's a problem. Does this mean though that Philly should go ahead and try and ship off Ben Simmons for somebody else, or try and work with him and reclaim him? Because I know if they put him on the market, there's going to be guys out there that think they can fix him.
Oh, for sure there will. And my philosophy with the trade, situation, because a lot of people have been saying they need to ship him off. I agree. I think get rid of him, but I don't think they should get rid of him this summer, once the season's over. I think they should wait until next year, hope that he plays better, redeems himself a little bit, and then trade him right before trade deadline. Because I guarantee they'll find a team that's desperate to fill in the guard position. Maybe an injury will happen, maybe something, who knows, but that could probably raise his price a little bit if they were to hold off. But I think the Sixers got to get rid of him.
Yeah, because he's good in the regular season, but like it's just kind of one of those players, kind of like Rudy Gobert almost, where like, yeah, he's great all regular season, that accumulates to a plus player, but when he gets to a 7-game series, things are a little different, and you can't really count on him that much. In a 7-game series, as you were in an 82-game series.
Rudy Gobert didn't play. Like, sorry, go ahead.
But so, yeah, in theory, yeah, I agree with you. But I don't know. It's kind of like, what do you do? I've never seen such a big name player so quickly by even like the big J's. Like even like Stephen A. Smith was calling for him to get traded as soon as the game ended. Like I've never seen ESPN, those guys like vehemently call for a player of that caliber to be gone that quickly. Like usually like we wait till a slow news day for something like that.
Yeah, it is kind of wild how quickly the media, not only the media, but even just NBA fans in general, kind of turned on Simmons. I mean, if you go back to All-Star break, I don't think really anybody had any negative comments about him other than the fact that he can't shoot. That's always been a problem. But, my question is, do you think, disregard his All-Star this year, do you think Ben Simmons is a top 10 point guard?
I mean,
because look, like let's try and go through a list. Like we got Trae Young's better than him.
Yeah.
Chris Paul's better than him.
Luka.
I wouldn't consider Luka a point guard, but I guess he is a point guard. I guess he runs the point. I would say Kemba Walker's better than him even.
You think? I don't know. Boston got rid of him in a heartbeat though. Like
you're probably right. Actually, overall, maybe
I would take
Steph Curry, of course. Damian Lillard, of course.
5.
It's hard to think off the top of my head.
I know. Here, let me pull up things. But like, if he's going to be your core and you're wondering if he's top 10 or not, or top 5, Kyrie, somebody just said, thank you.
Kyrie, yep. Russell 6, Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's 7, better. Would you put?
Would you take John Wall over Ben Simmons?
I was just about to ask John Wall. I think when he's playing well, yes, but other than that, no. I don't think so.
De'Aaron Fox.
I would take LaMelo Ball over Ben Simmons.
I would take LaMelo Ball 100% over Ben Simmons.
100%, dude. I would.
So there you go. That's your problem. I think if we can already think 8 guys for sure that we would take over him, then that's a huge problem.
Yeah. And did you see Doc Rivers' comments about Ben Simmons after the game?
Yeah, he fucking shit on him. That's the equivalent of being, I don't trust you to win. I don't believe we can win a championship with you. That's basically what he said.
Yeah. So
You suck.
For those that don't know, Doc Rivers, coach, of the 76ers, he was asked whether or not he believes that Ben Simmons is like a championship caliber player, essentially. And he literally just said, I don't know the answer for that, or the answer to that. Yeah, he's like, I don't know right now, so I'm just not going to answer that.
He gave us a little Garrett Cole treatment.
Yeah, it's like, dude, how more obvious could you be besides just saying, yeah, Simmons is trash? Like, yeah, we got a comment that says Simmons is trash, but you can't do that to your players. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine what that's got to do to your confidence. I'm sure there's already a bunch of psychological things going on with Ben Simmons, like, the whole media shitting on him. We're shitting on him kind of right now. And I mean, then just for his own head coach to go and say some bullshit like that, I feel like that's got to have an even more negative impact.
Okay. I just thought of another guy that I'd put over him too, Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
Offensively, without a doubt. Yeah, I was going to say, offensively, without a doubt. Yeah.
That's 9 guys that I would take easily over Ben Simmons.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
tough.
know. It's debatable.
That's tough.
And it's so weird because even like half a year ago, I think people would have had Ben Simmons in the top 5. It's just the way he's played at the end of the season in the playoffs has really like shown the missing elements of his game. Because there's a lot of gaps in his game.
I don't know. It's 7-game series just magnifies players' weaknesses so much. And if you have a weakness like that, like the inability to shoot a ball, then teams are going to take advantage of that over and over and over again. So,
yeah, for sure. Dude, another player I want to talk about is Giannis, though. Is not so much hating on Giannis, but one thing I noticed in the series against the Nets is Giannis is kind of playing scared. Like,
you think?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but just it doesn't even seem like he believes he's that guy, if that makes any sense. Like if you're going to be an athletic freak of nature, the Greek freak, like you got to have that Mamba mentality. And I don't think I've seen any type of Mamba mentality from him all playoffs. He's been giving up big shots to Middleton. Like, he's not a shooter, of course, but like, I don't know. It just seems like I would expect more from him.
I mean, he still put up 40 in Game 7. I mean, he scores, 30 plus points a game easily throughout the playoffs. I mean, like, yeah, he's alive. I mean, I think he probably has a little bit of the yips, kind of like with Ben Simmons, because of his free throw troubles. And I mean, if you look at his free throw routine, it's just ridiculous, god awful. I'd rather watch
10 seconds.
I'd rather watch paint dry.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's still Giannis. He's still driving to the hoop consistently. I mean, and he's still not afraid to shoot a 3. I mean, he'll do it. If he'll be reluctant to.
Yeah,
do it,
he will.
I mean, if he's wide open, he's going to shoot the 3. So I mean, like at least he's trying, and then he'll hit one every now and then. So like that's better than Simmons. So I wouldn't say he's scared, but he does.
Seems like something just seems off about it. Part of my, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but my doubts per se is making me kind of lean towards the Hawks winning the series.
Really?
Yeah, well, I really think so.
When those playoffs started, when it was me and Colton talking about it, I picked the Bucks as my dark horse to make to the finals. So I'm going to stick with them this series.
Yeah, I could see it. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I don't know. I'm rooting for the Hawks because I want to see a Hawks and Suns finals. Like, who would have thought? You know what I mean? Those two teams in the finals. Like, who would have thought? But also, kind of a side note, I have a little like half a unit play on Hawks to win in 7 because it's plus 1,000 odds.
Oh, decent.
So yeah, and I'm like, if the Hawks are gonna win, I think they're gonna win in 7. I don't think they're gonna win any other way.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're gonna grind out that series. They've shown that they can with
what's the score right now actually?
I think Bucks are up 5 at halftime, 54-59.
Okay, not bad. Yeah, also we got a comment here that says, I watch Giannis's free throw routine every night to help me fall asleep. It's pretty accurate, yeah. I can see that.
Let's see what else. What else is going on in the playoffs? This has been a really good.
There's been so much happening.
This has been a good playoffs.
Phenomenal playoffs, yeah, dude. Also, I want to talk about. Maybe this is just me for being a casual fan. Maybe I need to step up my knowledge. But Terrence Mann came out of fucking nowhere, dude. And he's just dropping 30-point games off the bench.
It's just one of those things. Like playoff basketball is just so much better than regular season basketball.
It is, bro.
I think that's my problem why I can't get more into basketball is because most of the time of year when I watch basketball the most is obviously during playoffs.
Yeah.
But it's like it's so much better than the regular season.
Oh yeah, it is way better.
It's literally night and day.
Well, because look at, like we said, the Clippers. We could say they underperformed, or were they just not really going full tilt all season?
They're just half asleep.
Yeah, because they know they're going to make the playoffs. They got a matchup that they could win. Well, honestly, I don't think the Clippers wanted to play the Mavs first round.
Nobody wants to play Luka, but they had a matchup that they felt like they could handle, which they did.
Because they did last year, yeah, which they did, but. Even the Lakers, I know they had injuries and everything, but like the past few years, the Lakers just always seem to cruise in the regular season with LeBron. LeBron's teams in general just seem to cruise in the regular season.
Well, he knows when he needs to turn it on, and that's kind of
he goes zero dark 23 mode.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the part of the problem too. Is all the best teams like they know that they're going to make it, and they know they're going to be one of the top 3 seeds at least because they just have so much talent. They don't have to go, balls to the wall every night out and put the best product out there. But when playoffs come through, they will. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Playoff basketball is just so awesome. It's so
I love it. Yeah, I think we covered basically everything there is to cover with playoffs. I mean, right now, Hawks Bucks game is going on. Can't really talk about the end until it happens. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised. Only 5-point deficit, a little Hawks comeback in the midst. The Hawks could come back from 16. They can come back from 5.
God, if they do it again, man.
Because I remember, bro, last week we literally turned it off. Hawks lost. Like they're down by 16. And
because I asked you if Hawks had a chance, and you're like, absolutely not. And then I checked the score, and they were up 20 at that point. And you're like, and then we were both like, oh yeah, series is over. Yeah. And then when we were doing Love It or Loathe It, and I was like, hey, bud, breaking news.
Yeah, they turned on the Jets. All right, well, let's move switch gears from playoffs to NBA draft.
A lot of basketball
lottery.
This week.
Yeah, a lot of basketball going on. It's basketball time of year. NBA lottery was yesterday. I really didn't follow too much beforehand as to the rumors who could go where and whatnot, but the top 10 draft picks read as follows from number 10 to number 1. So in 10th, the Pelicans, then the Kings, the Magic, the Warriors, the Thunder, the Magic again, the Raptors, the Cavs, the Rockets, and the Pistons. So Pistons get the number 1 pick. Rockets are at number 2. Do you know much about this year's draft class?
The only thing I really know is that Cade Cunningham is going number 1.
That's basically all I know too. This really seems like, and Jalen Suggs is pretty good at Gonzaga, but this is really one of the most quiet draft classes. Yeah, it's a snooze fest.
It's a little bit of a snoozer. Yeah, last year's was kind of one too. Like you had LaMelo and then
Anthony Edwards, and that was basically it.
But then Anthony Edwards was he hasn't even played basketball for that long, so
Edwards is good though. He's just an athletic freak. Yeah, he's just kind of athletic freak.
But it was kind of I don't know. That last year was a weird draft too, and this year's seems like the same. There's no guy that you'd want to tear it all down for. There's no. Zion's a bad example because Zion was a generational prospect.
I know exactly. There is nobody like that in this year's draft that everybody's been hyping up. Cade Cunningham, like you said, he's been talked about as the unanimous number 1 pick, but he's not that hype, because I mean, we got to watch him firsthand in college. Because we go to TCU. He played at Oklahoma State. They played us twice this year. Both times TCU won, I might add. But Cade Cunningham, he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's NBA caliber. He's NBA worthy. But I don't think he's number one pick worthy. I think if you stick him in any other draft class from the last 5 years, he's not a number one pick. Not even a top 3 pick.
You think?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's weird. Didn't we say that last year too? I mean, like LaMelo was like the only guy that people really liked, and even he was a question mark because of just everything surrounding him by being like Lithuanian shit.
Yeah, and just being in the Ball family.
Just being a Ball.
I thought Anthony Edwards was really good at Georgia, though. Anthony Edwards was good in college.
Yeah, but I didn't even know that much about him until he got drafted, to be honest.
Fair.
I don't know. And then I'm pretty sure who was the guy that Chicago picked that wasn't even
Kobe White.
Starter? No,
Kobe White.
It was the flower boy, the guy that did the flower shop. He was Florida State's sixth man. And he got drafted 4th or 5th.
I don't even remember then.
I don't know. It was last year's draft. It's just I don't know. There's just been no clear cut guy in the past 2-3 drafts, and it's been weird.
Well, I think you could consider LaMelo a clear cut guy.
He is now at this.
Yeah,
point.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, because
he
didn't even go number 1. Yeah, he didn't even go
number
1. Yeah, so I mean, also there was a couple international guys, like I said, like Killian Hayes last year had a bit of hype, but the international guys this year, there's been a lot of not rumors, but I guess negative attention around it because the scouts can't meet them face to face. They haven't met these players. They haven't done anything because of COVID and everything like that. So it's a lot of people are saying that the international players draft stock may just plummet once it gets started. So I don't know. We'll see what goes on. I don't really know much about the NBA draft, but I guess Cade Cunningham's going to the Pistons probably.
The NBA draft is probably one of the most underwhelming experiences in sports.
I'm going to be so honest. Not even entertaining
because so many top 5 picks turn out to be flameouts.
Yeah, so many. It's literally such a hit or miss in the NBA.
The Mavs will get some random guy, and I'll be like, "Oh, cool! He's playing pretty good on our bench." I'll just look him up, see where he got drafted, and it'll be 6 overall, 6 years ago. I'm like, I don't even know this guy. What the fuck?
I mean, even last year's pick, Josh Green, right, out of Arizona, that was the Mavs guy. Yeah, what has he done? What has he done? He was the 12th overall pick. And he's played 5 minutes a game this season?
I don't even know.
Exactly.
I forgot he existed, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. He fizzled out after the first few weeks.
Phoenix's guy, Jarrett Culver, that they picked 6th 2 years ago, traded him to the Timberwolves. It's I don't know. Yeah. Why are we gonna? It's don't really bother paying attention to the draft until those guys get good. Do the top 3 picks, and then other than that, it's don't.
You never really know. Time. Yeah, exactly. You never really know. And I mean, there's always a few good players. Nikola Jokic was a 2nd round pick, and I mean, he turned out to be an MVP. And there's also those undrafted guys that come out of the G League that are just studs. So it's just so hit or miss. Compared to the NFL draft, everything like that, it's more methodical, I would say, in the NFL. You kind of know what you're getting.
Well, a lot of it too is that NBA is you can come in at 18, 19 years old and your body isn't developed yet. I finally get that now as being a 23-year-old. I feel like I'm so much stronger now than I am at 23 than I was at 18 because I'm just older now. And I feel like I have more I don't want to say man strength. That's the only term I can think for it because I don't want to. But it's true. When you get older and you're approaching your mid 20s, you beef up. It's happening. It's happening to me right now.
Yeah, I get that. We got a TikTok comment talking about the fights. You remember the video I posted of the fight, the ref fight? Or not the ref fight, the UFC fight where the ref didn't call it and his arm broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they asked, can you tell me more about the ref that didn't stop the fight after his arm broke? I'm sorry, this is my first time going live. They want to go live together. I Love Furry. Yeah, no. I don't know who I Love Furry is, but yeah, anyway, that UFC fight that I posted about, It was Paul Craig, Jamal Hill. Arm got snapped. Ref didn't really call it. He just let it go on forever. Literally was getting his ass beat. I don't know what's going to happen to the ref if he's going to keep, getting chosen for UFC events or whatnot, but it was bad. It was really bad officiating. Sorry, I kind of got totally off topic there. I got distracted by a couple comments and stuff.
I feel like that's all I have to say about the lottery anyway.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about the lottery.
NBA draft is such a sham compared to the NFL draft.
Well, I will say though, as boring as the NBA draft may be, the MLB draft is just, I could sleep through it all day. It's not even a TV spectacle. Like it's 40 rounds. It's so boring, dude.
No, just see who your team picks and then wait 5 years, and then if he makes it, cool.
Exactly. And like also there's kids getting taken out of high school that are like never gonna go play. They're gonna like go to college, and there's even people like at TCU, I remember, have been drafted in like the 4th round of the MLB draft, and then they're like, nah, I'm gonna keep playing college ball.
Yep.
So like, I don't get that process, but at least the NBA is not like that, because that I've never understood that.
Oh, it's because of the farm system, and guys can get lost, and it's just it's this whole there's like a whole like league economy around it and players. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm just still distracted, bro. We got a TikTok live request from I Love Furries 5.
Let's nothing against furries, but I'm gonna go with a no with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a no on that one too. Yeah.
Or I guess we can say that's against furries.
All right. Nah, it's time though. I want to get into this. It's time for a debate because you introduce it. Okay, your article, your blog.
I wrote. Sports news has been relatively slow outside of NBA playoffs, so I decided to write my personal top 10 players, regardless of sport, of all time. And so I wrote it, and I know it's going to be controversial, and I even put it at the beginning of the blog that way to reveal.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I wrote at the beginning of the blog, if you don't like it, find me on Twitter about it, and I fully mean that. So if you hate it, please tweet at me, and we can talk about it, talk shit over Twitter, because I love good shit talking. But
we can beef.
Yeah, we can get some beef. So it's a fun list, and I like it. I took some liberties with it. I took some definitely something I don't think a lot of other people would do. So let's do it.
All right, let's take a look. I'm gonna do the transition video, and then we can come back with the full screen.
All right.
All righty, here we go. Of course, the classic GOAT picture. All right, so this is I looked through this a little bit. I tried not to read into it too much because I wanted to give my honest reactions. So let's just start from number 10 down. So we got Barry Bonds at number 10. I don't really have anything against that.
The only thing with that holding back is juicing, but like I said, also is juicing every other player in his era. So
everybody,
steroids doesn't give you pitch selection and all that. He would have still been an all-time player without steroids. So he deserves to be number 10.
All right. And then, I'm already going to disagree with you here. So I agree that Lionel Messi should be on this list, but I disagree with having him at number 9. I would have him probably closer to number 5.
Really? Okay.
I would. I mean, maybe it's just I'm a little bit more biased because I'm a bigger soccer fan.
Bigger soccer fan than I am.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, he really is like the GOAT of GOATs in terms of soccer, like all time. So I don't know. It's debatable for sure, because the only thing that knocks him is that he's never won anything major with his country. He's never won a major trophy with Argentina.
Mentioned that right there in the last sentence.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, exactly. The only real yep, exactly. Underachievement international play. Yeah, that is really the only thing that knocks him.
Another reason why I had him only at 9 is because a lot of I would go and like look up like best whatever of all time too, just to get some influence. And Maradona would consistently be the number one guy. Messi would never be number one on those lists. And I looked at like 5. Diego Maradona was on all of them.
That's cap.
Yeah.
Maradona's good. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm younger. I didn't really experience Maradona whenever he played. But I mean, statistically and everything, Messi shatters Maradona.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think the one thing that they were saying about Maradona is because he pretty much like single-handedly won Argentina. He was an Argentinian, right?
Yeah, he carried Argentina.
Yeah, he carried Argentina to a World Cup like by himself. So that was like the one thing. But I didn't really know who he was, and I don't want to talk about somebody I didn't really know. So I went with Messi at number 9 here.
I could see that. All right. Number 8. Okay. So you have Kobe Bryant at number 8. Your first sentence is you could argue that Kobe Bryant doesn't deserve a spot on this list but he's here because of 2 words, Mamba mentality.
Yes, sir. That's why he's on there, dude. Because of his competitiveness and will to win. That's why he's on there. That's why he's one of the greatest. Okay,
so I'm going to agree with you in that case, but if we're going based off just pure like careers and accolades, I don't even have Kobe in my top 5 basketball players all time.
Okay.
So I don't think he would make the top 10 athletes all time. But it depends on what we take into account. There's so many variables and stuff like that. So if you do take into account like the mentality, you could even take into account what they've done for their sport, because Kobe's done more for the game of the basketball than maybe any athlete I can think of off the top of my head.
Yep.
So I could totally agree with that. So
and another thing I mentioned too is that like he's probably the most iconic Lakers player, and that's saying something. Like he is. What other franchise player, especially for a stories franchise like the Lakers, has 2 numbers retired?
Yeah.
So
that is pretty crazy.
So
he definitely is the guy for the Lakers. And I mean, other than I guess some people, Magic Johnson, depending on your generation, but Kobe, just universally, Kobe is thought of when people think of the Lakers.
Number 7, Hank Aaron. Not much here, just that he's the true home run king because he has the most home runs of guys that weren't in the steroid era. He MLB leader in extra base hits, RBIs, and home runs without PEDs. 25-time All-Star. That's basically much.
So I'm gonna agree 100% with you here. I like Hank Aaron on this list. I think it's interesting though that you went with Barry Bonds and Hank Aaron opposed to. Juiced. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe opposed to Willie Mays or Chipper Jones.
See, I thought about Willie Mays too, but Hank Aaron was the guy that shattered Babe Ruth's home run record, and he also, he did a lot of things for like social justice too. So I kind of implemented that too, because that means something. Because I mean,
it does, yeah.
That guy played in the Deep South.
Yeah,
during a time where it wasn't great to be black in the Deep South. So I know he heard the N-word a lot, and the fact that he still played.
More than just that.
Yeah. So that kind of factored in just for the iconic of it. So that's why he's number 7.
All right. I agree with that one. Number 6, Jerry Rice, the NFL's greatest receiver of all time. I agree with that. Probably will remain that way for, forever. I don't know if I agree with that part.
Dude.
Somebody's going to overtake him, bro.
Maybe in I don't know, man. Because look at, like, he even played in an era where it was still a run-first league. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, for sure. Yeah. But now it's more so a pass-first league. So, like.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, for him to put up these unachievable stats, like, he still has the most single-season touchdown record. I think he has, all-time leader in receiving yards, all-time leader in receptions, all-time leader in receiving touchdowns. So, like, I don't think – and no guy is going to get close to that right now that we're looking at. Like, Fitzgerald is the only guy that's close to that. And then you can maybe throw out a couple guys right now that could get close to that. So, I mean, we'll see. But, like, he's going to stay the number 1 for a really long time.
I mean, even if Fitzgerald was to, like, statistically reach some of his all-time stats, I don't think Fitzgerald is in the same league as Jerry Rice. like skill wise. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice is the OG best wide receiver.
Nah, bro. OJ Simpson. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a running back.
Whatever.
All right.
Terrell Owens, baby.
It's T.O. All right. Number
Yeah.
5, LeBron James. This is where it gets
This is where it gets heated.
This is where it gets a little controversial, and I mentioned that too. So I just wrote, I kind of feel bad because I wanted to write more about why he's so great and why he was number 5, but because he's LeBron, I wrote reasons why he's only number 5, and I kind of shat on him. I feel kind of bad. Like I mentioned, like, yeah, he made it to 8 straight finals, but he played an extremely weak Eastern Conference. They gave him a pass those finals, and 4-6.
Dude, all right. So I don't want to get too into it, but just a random stat I'll throw out there. LeBron James, every single one of his finals opponents, because I see the little cough 4-6 right there. So every single one of LeBron James' final opponents had a better offensive net efficiency and defensive net efficiency than any team Michael Jordan ever played. And LeBron beat the best team in NBA history. Meanwhile, Jordan just faced a few nobodies in the finals.
Whoa, the Jazz, John Stockton, those guys weren't nobodies.
No, I know.
Also,
I'm
LeBron,
exaggerating.
All-time leader in NBA all-time leader in turnovers too.
Okay, well, dude, he's been playing fucking forever.
So is a lot of other guys on that list.
LeBron was also the fastest player to 5,000 assists.
All right, but
least amount of games he shares the
neither
ball.
here nor there.
No. I would say, of course I'm a LeBron stan. I wouldn't go as far to say I'm a LeBron dick rider, maybe on some days, but
maybe on some days.
I would really like to put, I don't want to spoil the rest of the list. Let's not scroll down, but I would really like to think that LeBron is top 3 all time, at least.
Yeah. People can make that argument, and like I won't disagree with them, but this is my list, and I think he's number 5 because I think the guys above him are more deserving of those spots.
Well, let's see who you got above him then. Let's see. We can always go back to it. Number 4, right. Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady has to be top 5 on this list.
I wanted to get him higher, but the only thing that made me stick with him at 4 is because he has some of those records because he just played longer than like Drew Brees or like, and then Peyton Manning. He just outlasted him basically when it comes to like the top guys of this past generation. He's just, but you could also make that argument that that's why he should be even higher is because he's able to be so good for so long. And then Bill Belichick has something to do with it too, the reason why he's staying here. But that's not discrediting Tom Brady. He's still the number 4 greatest player of all time, regardless of sport. So like that's just kind of where I fit him.
I think Brady at number 4 is probably exactly where I'd put him. Of course, it's harder to map out my top 10 like in my brain without like seeing it, writing it down, and all that. But I would probably have Brady at number 4. That seems about right to me. And I think another thing you mentioned, the Drew Brees stuff. For me personally, I value statistics that are based on one season, like the single season record for passing yards. I value that. Game. Yeah, or per game record, way more than I value the all time because, Brett Favre played till he was in his 40s. Of course, he's not one of the record holders all time, but like Drew Brees played until he has a noodle arm. Ben Roethlisberger is probably going to play until he's in a fucking wheelchair at this point, it seems like.
Ugh.
Yeah, disgusting. But anyway, so it's interesting how those stats kind of play out with guys' age and everything.
Yeah, because he's had like, I think Drew Brees had like 16, 17 seasons. So, and him and Brady were neck and neck, and Tom Brady has played 4 more years than he has. So that's kind of my thought process going into that. So it's more of like accumulation, but it's also, I don't know. You could find ways to nitpick that argument for either way, honestly. But I ultimately rest on the side of just having him at number 4, play it safe.
All right. Then let's move on. Number 3, Michael Phelps. Okay. I respect it. I respect it.
Yes, sir.
I come from a swimming family. So I grew up watching Michael Phelps in the Olympics, and even like his nationals events and stuff would be on the TV while I grew up. I respect it. I have nothing against Michael Phelps. I could see him in the top 5.
Yeah, he's number 3 because he's the greatest Olympian of all time. And I'm not just taking into account swimmers. I'm taking into account all of the Olympics. And he is
you're right.
The greatest Olympian of all time. And so I love the Olympics just as much as any other sport. I don't really – it's funny, though, because I don't keep up with pretty much any Olympic sports outside of the Olympics. But I just love the Olympic spectacle so much and everything that goes into it. And some of my greatest moments, not only sports moments, but just like life moments is like – watching Michael Phelps with my family and like rooting for America and like fucking communism in the ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So that's it's
a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
He's Phelps. He's fish.
I totally agree with him at number 3. He deserves some recognition. And yeah, like you said, I love all Olympic sports, but I'm never gonna watch competitive men's beach volleyball in my free time. But if it's on the Olympics, I'm glued to the TV. Yes. Yeah, it's like I can't miss that. I'm getting off work for that shit.
Yeah. So like, no, maybe in hindsight, people could say that maybe he deserves to be on the list, but maybe not top 3. I just put him in top 3 because 28 medals, 23 gold medals. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's insane. I would have him on the list. I may move him down a little bit to like number 5-ish, but he deserves to be on this list in some capacity. All right, number 2, we got Michael Jordan.
Yes, sir.
So, of course, he's top 3. Of course. This makes me curious as to who you have number 1, though.
Yep. So, he's number 2 because, you mentioned I'm over LeBron. You mentioned how much you value points per game and per season, all of that. Highest points per game in NBA history at 30 point something. 6 times finals champion, 6-time finals MVP, 6-0 record, 5-time MVP. This is even with taking a year off to play baseball. He's MJ. He's the GOAT.
No, I'm just kidding.
Also had a gambling addiction, pretty frat.
Yeah, respect.
So
now he didn't have a gambling problem. He had a competition problem.
Yeah, sure.
As the Last Dance documentary would say.
Yeah, that's fucking cap.
I have absolutely no problem with this. I don't ever want to sound like I'm bashing Michael Jordan in any way whenever I talk about LeBron. Just because I think LeBron is the GOAT, LeBron's better, doesn't mean I don't think Michael Jordan is one of the GOATs. He's a legend. There's no reason he shouldn't be on this list. I agree. I don't really have much to say about it.
So if you agree with me having him at number 2, then you would have, regardless of sport, MJ 2, LeBron 1. You go basketball players 1 and 2.
See, that's tough. I don't.
You can. You have
right.
Sometimes your brain doesn't want you to do that, but you have to remember, you're going regardless of sport. And sometimes if those are the 2 best individual players, then yeah.
You're right. I think also I would include I would definitely have already had Georges St. Pierre on this list from the UFC.
Oh, I didn't even take UFC into account.
Yeah, so I think that it doesn't matter, because that that hasn't been like a huge part of your life forever.
Yeah, well, I guess the players, not fighters. Maybe they're still athletes. I don't know. It's because UFC and boxing is kind of like their own
It is. Combat sports is very
combat
separate.
Sports is just so much different than
it is
competitive sports. So that's why. Because if I were to include combat sports, then probably Muhammad Ali would be on this list, and they would have taken somebody. It would probably take him Bonza's spot or somebody.
Yeah. Would you have Muhammad Ali over Floyd Mayweather?
I don't know. I just don't like Floyd Mayweather as a person. So that's
well, if we're talking, if we're taking into account overall impact and everything, Muhammad Ali was huge.
Ali and Mayweather would have to be on it. I don't know. There's so much more to take into account when you factor in combat sports. And I didn't even think about it.
Well, you said, you have Hank Aaron, because of his social activism and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why
Muhammad Ali is the king of athletes' social activism.
He's the OG.
Yeah, he is. He was the first to ever really make a stand of any kind.
All right. So honorable mentions right here.
I'm
These are
excited
funny.
for this.
Ben Simmons, if basketball didn't involve scoring. Diego Maradona's coke dealer. Spider
That's a good
Tack.
one.
The chick who sucked off the entire Suns team. Lance Armstrong's right ass cheek. Sue Bird. Aaron Rodgers' family therapist. Peyton Manning's forehead.
That's a good one.
And Michael Jordan's gambling addiction. Cole Beasley's notes app. And the guy that took the fall for Ray Lewis stabbing somebody.
Dude, this is a better list than the first top 10, bro. This should have been the top 10. Dude, okay, I have a couple questions, though. So first off, why Lance Armstrong's right ass cheek instead of his left ass cheek?
I'm pretty sure that's the one he used for steroids. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that
The
makes a lot of
roids.
sense. That makes
The
a lot of
roids.
sense. Okay, for
You're
some
shooting
reason,
up.
I was linking it to like his singular testicle kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought about having that, but then I don't know, I went with ass cheek. Either would have worked.
And then also, what is up with Cole Beasley's notes app? I've never heard of that.
Oh, did you not see his public service announcement? And he like went on a rant about the vaccine.
Oh god, I've heard about Cole Beasley saying some dumb shit about the vaccine, but
Yeah.
no, what did he like type a bunch of shit in his
Yeah,
notes?
he typed it out. It was all in his notes app. And he like screenshot of the notes app onto Twitter.
Oh god.
And then he went on like a tirade about it. He was like, I'll die before I take this, before I would have lived my life the own way. I'm like, that's pretty intense, dude.
It's like, bro, I don't know if the league's gonna let you play, my guy.
Yeah,
Sooner or later, they may be requiring that.
I don't know, but he won't be playing. He made it very clear. But so that's I thought it was funny because I'm like, dude, like, can't you just like, it's cool, like, you don't want to take the vaccine, fine, whatever, but like, don't make it a public spectacle. Like, chill out.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, I don't. Especially whenever you have a platform like that, like people are gonna listen to you, people are gonna comment.
I guess what he was thinking is that like a bunch of other NFL players aren't really that comfortable taking the vaccine right now. And so he's speaking up for them because he wanted to speak for that was one of the rationalities of him. So I mean,
I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Whatever
I don't
helps
know.
you sleep at night, Cole. And then last question is Aaron Rodgers' family therapist.
You didn't know that Aaron Rodgers and his family hate each other?
No.
You didn't know that?
No, is that
Yeah,
a
bro.
thing?
It's a big thing. Like they don't Aaron Rodgers and his family don't speak to each other.
Really?
Yeah, look it up after the show. Like I'm serious. Like when his brother was on because you remember Aaron Rodgers' brother was on The Bachelor?
Yeah.
So that was like one of the things that they talked about. They're like, "Oh, like how's Aaron?" And he was like, "I don't know."
They literally just don't
talk.
know.
They literally do not talk. Like his family fucking hates that guy. I swear to God.
That's so weird because, like, I don't know. You just don't. I've never really heard of that. Like, I've heard of athletes that, you know, they came from like a broken home, like a broken family, kind of like a rough scenario. But I've never really heard of,
They just don't like each other.
Yeah, they just don't like each other. We don't talk to him.
Yeah, apparently they like kept on. I think some of it's like they kept on asking for money. He's like, "Fuck off, it's my money." So.
Oh well, I would definitely be annoyed with that.
So
I've heard of some rifts between family members in that sense, but like, I don't know, for him to just completely be cut off from his family seems kind of weird to me.
Yep. Yeah, he is.
He's just a weird dude. He's been fucking vacationing with Shailene Woodley and Miles Turner.
He's an interesting individual. Well, Shailene Woodley is his fiance.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know that. But Miles Teller, that's just an interesting
That's my boy
for him to have. I love Miles Teller, though.
I watched Whiplash last night.
Oh, did you? Was it your first time seeing it?
Bro, so good.
So good, bro. It's like, it's not even really the storyline that's like super good. It's just like it is made so well. And like the acting in it is so good. I love that movie.
Yeah. Watch Whiplash if you haven't yet. But all right, let's go. Number one player.
Oh,
my number one player of all time right here. Eldrick Tiger Woods, baby. No player means more to their sport than Tiger Woods means to golf.
I can't disagree.
Woods, I could probably write if people want to give me enough shit about this on Twitter, which I hope they do. That'd be cool. More clout, or get some name brand.
Give me beef, baby. Give me beef.
Yeah, give me beef. I could write an entire blog defending this position. I mean, last year, Tiger Woods made the most money out of any other golfer, and only 191,000 of that came from tournament winnings. And he blew like the next closest guy by like 40, 50 million. It's all from sponsorships because everyone loves Tiger. You still see highlight clips of Tiger. One of the big golf social media accounts called Scratch, they have Tiger Tuesdays, and they'll post shots that guys can't hit today, even with today's technology. Like if Tiger had today's technology, who even knows what would have happened? Nobody has ever had a more dominant stretch in any sport than Tiger Woods has had in his sport. Also, too, all the other guys on this list, except for Michael Phelps, played with a team. Even Michael Phelps played with the team because he had relay races. Tiger Woods was doing this by himself. He was out there. He had his caddy to help him. I mean, he fucking won the U.S. Open, I think in like 2003. I can't remember exactly, up with a broken leg. No shit, had a hairline fracture in his leg, won the major. He won the 2019 Masters after having like 1,800 surgeries on his back.
Yeah, I know he's dealt with a lot of back injuries.
He's the greatest of greatest. He's the number one player regardless of sport.
Yeah, just like reading, just reading the stats, 82 PGA Tour wins, 15 major champions. That's fucking insane, bro.
He is number 2 with major champions, but if he didn't have back problems, then he would have been number 1 by a landslide.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, of course,
he is the greatest golfer of all time. He's the greatest player, regardless of sport, of all time.
I love your intro. If you listen closely, you can hear people who don't watch golf yelling in the distance. See, that's why I don't really have much of a comment on this because, like, I watch golf now, but growing up, golf was never a major part of my life. So, of course, I recognize Tiger Woods as the GOAT. And, like, of course, I recognize his greatness. But I never really experienced it firsthand, per se. So, as much as I think he deserves to be on this list, I don't know if I would have him at number 1.
Watch his documentary.
I need to do that. Yeah, I do want to watch his documentary too.
Watch the Tiger doc on HBO.
But like you brought up a point, how he's an individual athlete. The other guys are on teams, but I mean, so are the UFC fighters, though.
Well, I didn't take, like I said, I didn't take combat into account. So,
okay, now that I've seen your list, your top 10, I would probably. Who would I put at number 1 is fucking. That's impossible, bro. That's really hard. I would probably have to go. Dude, I don't know, man.
So much, yeah. I sat on this for a while.
Yeah, I would have to sit on it for a while. My initial instinct is to go with LeBron at number 1, but I don't want to be too biased, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's hard to hold back bias.
Yeah. Well, like Tiger's the reason why it's made this whole thing right now is because I saw a clip of him like, fuck, dude, he's like the best of the best.
Yeah, you wanted to do it all.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, and then I just kind of built around that.
Just kind of went for it.
Yeah, it was fun.
No, I mean, I love these types of articles and stuff.
Oh, yeah. They're easy to write. I mean,
yeah, because it's all opinion. You don't have to really do much research.
Everyone loves them. If I see anything top 10, I'm like, I'm gonna click on that.
Yeah.
Watch Mojo is,
Watch Mojo top 10 saddest anime deaths of all time.
Guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, I know. If I had to do a list, I would probably have included, like I said, George St. Pierre. I know you didn't take him into account, but I'm just thinking for like my list, I would have included George St. Pierre. I would have had Muhammad Ali on there. I probably would have switched Barry Bonds for either Willie Mays or Chipper Jones. I would have to do a little bit more digging. I wouldn't have had Kobe on there probably. I would have included Serena Williams too.
Serena Williams. Oh, I didn't think about her. I thought about Gabby Douglas.
That's true.
I thought about her. Damn, Serena, Nadal, or like Federer.
Yeah, Nadal would be good. Djokovic right now is on top of the world in tennis.
Yeah, but like I don't give a shit about tennis, so it's kind of
Yeah, I mean, me neither. Not to shit on it, but
sorry if there's a tennis fan out there watching this.
it's just not our thing.
If you guys exist, my
Yeah,
bad.
there's some, just not. It's not huge in America, of course.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I don't
if
know.
you guys,
I just said that, but I put a golfer as my number one ever. So
well, yeah, I mean that's a worldwide sport too, though.
no, it's
But
more
it's bigger in
popular.
America than tennis for sure. Golf is
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
bigger. But if y'all aren't watching the live version of this or the visual version, we just went through a top 10 list of Elijah's greatest athletes, regardless of sport. So yeah, you can either check out the blog on our website, gtdsports.com, or just, I recommend watching the live version because it's better. All right, I think that's that. I can't really think of a list on the fly. I would have to really dig in
No,
and
that'd
do
be
some
tough.
research. Yeah, that's tough to do. All right, do you want to talk about Tom Brady?
Yeah, let's talk about Tom Brady.
Let's talk about some Tom Brady. All right, hold on. I'm gonna get rid of the screen. We'll be back in just a second. All right, what it do? All right, so if those that are listening, watching, did not see Tom Brady, I don't know what it was exactly, Elijah, because it was some sort of commercial for something.
It's for LeBron's barbershop deal.
Okay.
Remember that show that he's doing?
Okay, yeah, I did hear about that. So it's a little promo, and Tom Brady is in it, and it's literally just a clip of him talking about free agency, like whenever he was on the move. And it's just a quote of him saying, what is it exactly? Are you sticking with that fucking guy? Right?
Yeah, sticking with that motherfucker is what he said.
Oh, you're sticking with that motherfucker. Yeah.
So, do you have the clip?
Yeah, actually, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, pull that up. Pull that shit up, Quay.
Pull that shit up.
No, so everybody's been trying to figure out who is he talking about. So I personally think that he was talking about the Niners.
Yeah, I do too.
He wanted to end his career. He's a San Fran guy. All right, yeah, let's watch this.
Yeah, I thought it's the 49ers too. I've seen a lot of people, even in the comments, making rumors about it. All right, let's go full screen here.
The audio.
Oh, does the audio not come through?
Oh, no. Okay, well then, shit. Never mind.
Ah, damn. Audio comes through on my end.
No, I didn't hear it. Oops.
Oh, well. A little technical difficulty. I think that was our first time trying it with the video, so.
Yeah, we should figure that out probably.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, you get the gist of it. He's sitting in a barbershop, they're talking about shit, and he just says, and I was thinking, you're sticking with that motherfucker?
And he just consistently finds ways to get a chip on his shoulder, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he finds
exactly.
He's like, yeah, like people are out there like discrediting me. It's
just like his Tom. Twitter videos and stuff.
Yeah, it's like Tom, nobody's saying shit about you. He definitely says shit to himself in the mirror, like makes shit up and says it to himself in the mirror before he goes to bed every night.
Yeah, he's like, people don't think you're the GOAT. Talk radio hates you. That's all he said. He just hype himself up. I still can't forget about that bit. I think it was after they beat the Packers. His talk radio video on Twitter.
Yes, bro. No, it was after he won the bowl.
It was after the Super Bowl? Okay, yeah.
He was like, I love talk radio, and it was all about how is like Brady's washed, Fournette was washed. I was like, dude,
this is classic. Yeah,
he can't help it. He's like, I don't know. He's fuck everyone, chip on my shoulder. He's just even after 20 years and 7 Super Bowls, he finds ways to do it. I think what he should do, honestly, is that he shouldn't have signed a 2-year contract with the Bucs, and he should have left the Bucs this year and went to a different team and won the Super Bowl again. He should just go team to team and win a Super Bowl.
If he did that, though, the conversations we'd be having would be out of this world.
I mean, he's still got like 10 years left, so I mean, he could definitely
10 years? Bro, I mean, shit, with the TB12 diet, I wouldn't be surprised if he who is the oldest player ever in NFL history? Do you know?
I mean, it might be like a kicker. I think kickers Vinatieri was like
kicker. I'm gonna look that up actually right now. Who is the oldest person to ever play in the NFL.
God, we need to get a third guy to do all this shit for us.
Dude, right? We need a Jamie, bro.
Yeah, we need a Jamie. Bad.
George Blanda. Oh, I do remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is he?
It doesn't have his age.
Okay, that helps.
Yeah, I know, right? Fuck.
But Tom's probably gonna play till he's 50. Is he 44 or 45 now?
He played at George Blanda played at 48.
Damn.
Tom Brady is 43 right now. Yeah, 43.
43. Oh, I was off. But he's definitely gonna play till he's 45.
Yeah, for sure.
He's talked about playing till he's 50 before. He's been off and on about that, about playing to 50, but he's definitely had a hard commit to 45. So like,
yeah, I could not see him retiring after next season, no matter what the result is, dude. But I've never even thought about that scenario you brought up. Like, what if he just went to another team, won another Super Bowl with them? That would be insane. And I wouldn't even put it past him. I really wouldn't. If he went into the right scenario.
I'm saying he's gonna try and do it when his contract is up with the Bucks. Maybe he'll stay with the Bucks, but like maybe he'll be like, "Oh, they're saying I'm a Bruce Arians system guy." Fucking go off and win one with like fucking Gruden or something. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think he is happy in Tampa though? Because I mean, I feel like Tampa would be an awesome place to retire. So I wouldn't want to leave if I was him.
No, Tampa Bay would be an awesome place to live.
Yeah, it'd be great. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about that. I just thought it was funny enough that we should have definitely talked about it this week. Right, but I do want to know who he's talking about though. Still,
I think he might have been talking about the Raiders too. I think the Raiders were interested. They might have. If I was Tom Brady in there, like, nah, we're gonna stick with Derek Carr. I've been like, fuck you. What do you mean?
Derek Carr.
Yeah.
I remember when he had like a couple good years on fantasy. There was a glimpse of hope, and then he just kind of fell off.
People say that Carr doesn't get the respect he deserves. So like maybe I don't know.
Well, their offensive line is kind of dog now.
Raiders fans love Carr,
which is weird to me. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just trying to think. Apparently, New Orleans was pretty interested in him, but then Drew said he was going to come back. But he wouldn't say that shit about Drew.
Yeah. I think if the Raiders' offensive line got better, though, then maybe Derek Carr could be better.
Probably, yeah.
Because, I mean, it's holding back Josh Jacobs, too. Josh Jacobs is a stud.
Yeah.
Just not getting to shine right now. All right.
I'm so ready for football season.
Dude, I know, me too.
I can't wait. I can't wait to, like, sweat, like, even college football and just sweat action on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. It's going to be fun.
You're going to be back in full force with some sports bets?
Dude, probably. I fucking love football so much. And it's just like betting on it makes it so much better. Too.
It's so much better when you have money on the line. So much
I will
better.
say, though, is I thought I was going to watch more FCS football. But then I tried watching like one game and I was like, this fucking blows. Like,
no, I did too. Yeah.
The lowest I can take is Maction.
I agree. I could maybe watch like one FCS game and then I'm bored. I'm capped.
Yeah. Are you telling me like +2, like, ask me about gambling? Like, you really think I'm going to sit through a Thursday night football game and not have money on that shit?
Well, yeah, Thursday and Monday night. Like, I don't even care who's playing. I always have to have some sort of play because, I mean, it just makes the game way better.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and throw Caruso into Love It or Loathe It.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So before we get into Love It or Loathe It, I just wanted to cover this a little bit because it's a pretty major deal going on in global sports. If you don't know, Euro 2020 is going on right now. Today, like literally a few hours before we started recording, the group stage wrapped up this afternoon with a crazy few games. Hungary tied Germany. Germany scored like a last-minute goal to tie it up and save their season, or not season, you know what I mean, save their tournament. Mm-hmm. And overall, today alone was a goal-scoring record for Euros. I forgot exactly how many it was, but they were going off. Anyway, though, now that the group stage is done, I have a few what's the term I'm looking for? Revelations, per se, about how everything panned out. So, have you watched any of the games, Elijah?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I watched like 5 minutes of one.
Fair enough. Hey, I'm proud of you for that. Um, so what I've come to realize is Spain fucking sucks. Spain is nowhere as good as they should be. When you look at their roster on paper, they should be one of the best teams in the world. They're just not coming together. They had 2 draws against, I forgot who it was. I think it was Switzerland, maybe. I could be wrong. I don't even want to say it. But they had 2 draws in the group stage. It was pretty bad. And then also Hungary, of all teams, Hungary was in the hardest group with France, Germany, Portugal, and Hungary. So obviously Hungary's going to get fucked. They tied France and Germany, like 2 of the top 10 teams in the world. So it's like they didn't qualify for the next round, but it was very surprising. And then so looking forward to round 1, there's a few huge matchups. Like, honestly, these matchups should be semifinal games, quarterfinal games. You know, we have England and Germany in the first round. That's going to be a good game. Belgium and Portugal, the number 1 team in the world, against fucking Cristiano Ronaldo, who's basically the entire Portugal team. And then Croatia versus Spain, which I think that's going to be a good one because, like I said, Spain is underperforming and Croatia has been overperforming ever since, you know, they were World Cup runner-ups. And then, you have any comments?
So at this point, it's going to be there's going to be no draws. It's going to be straight up winners from this point, right?
Correct. Yeah, there's no more draws. It'll be over extra time, 2 halves of extra time, and then penalty kicks for each.
I swear to God, I think that the fact that you can tie a soccer game is like half the reason why I don't watch it consistently.
Dude, but that's especially part of it, though.
Especially betting, because like I think I had a bet on like some EPL game, and it was I watched the entire fucking 2-hour match, and then 0-0.
Hey, but sometimes a 0-0 game, those are the best games. If you really no. Don't I hate hearing when people say, "Oh, soccer's boring because they never score." Bro, the build-up is half of the excitement. Like the chances that they create, the passes into the middle of the box, the balls that hit the crossbar, that's half the excitement right there.
I agree with you, but don't give me that whole that game was exciting even though the entire point of the entire game didn't happen.
Bro, no, it can be
the entire point of the game is to score goals. And if they don't do that in a game, I'm gonna say that's bullshit. That's
so. Would I rather watch a 2-2 tie than a 0-0 tie? Yes, of course I would. But sometimes in 0-0 ties, you're like, holy shit, this defense played phenomenally or something. It's just like fascinating to watch them play. I don't know. And maybe that's because
be a fan of soccer.
Yeah, I was just about to say, maybe it's because I've been watching soccer more, but like you have to notice the small little tactical things that go on with the formations and like the, you know, the off-ball stuff and all that kind of thing too. But I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation. Sometimes 0-0 games are fun. As much as they suck, they're fun. But like you said, sports betting wise though, draws suck. Yes. Draws fuck up everything for sports bets.
And what psychopath bets draws?
Hey, rarely, very rarely do I. But I will say, yeah, every now and then. But usually when I do a draw, it doesn't hit. No. I will say though, my favorite part about sports, like soccer sports betting, is the spreads, because there will be a time where, like, for example, I had Austria against Ukraine the other day. I took Austria PK, which is the same thing as football or basketball. It's like a pick 'em. It means they're projected to tie. So if I bet on Austria PK and the game ends in a draw, my bet cancels. I don't lose anything. But if I bet on Austria PK and Austria ends up winning, I still win. It's not as juicy of odds, but it's like a huge security blanket in case there's a draw. And then also there's spreads like plus 0.5 goals, which means if a team draws or they win, they cover the spread. But then if they lose by more than half a goal, they lose. So sometimes draws can be in your favor. It just depends on the spread and the team, all a bunch of variables.
Okay.
And then last but not least thing I wanted to cover was, did you see, I'm sure you heard of Christian Eriksen, his health scare, he collapsed on the field and everything. So Denmark, they lost that game to Finland. And then their next game was Belgium, number 1 team in the world. They lost 2-1. But somehow, some way, going into their their third and final group stage game, they had a chance. The only way they would qualify for the round of 16 is if they won by 2 goals and Finland lost to Belgium. Finland lost to Belgium. Denmark fucking shat on who was it?
Was it Russia?
Russia, yeah. Denmark shat on Russia.
That was the 5 minutes of the game I watched.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
that game was electric though, dude.
I didn't see
second half.
I think I had it on for I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it.
It was a good game, but yeah, Denmark went off. It was seeing the Danish fans though erupt during those goals was one of the most. It gave me chills, bro, because the whole world was rooting for Denmark. I feel like, and if you weren't, that's kind of fucked up.
Russia, so
yeah, it's Russia. That's one
pretty
thing.
Easy to root against.
Yeah, and everybody wanted Eriksson, to have his team in the next round because I doubt Eriksson, of course, isn't going to continue playing. But it was just cool. Good for Denmark. Cool to see.
I've heard. So in high school, I dated a foreign exchange girl from Norway, and she told me that Europeans, the rest of Europe, fucking hates Russia. They think that they're obnoxious, they're super rude, and they're always drunk and always starting fights, and everyone fucking hates them. I remember
that's funny.
There was another girl that was Ukrainian, so right next to Russia, and she ended up having to go back home. And I was talking to her about it at the time, and she was like, "Yeah, I didn't like that girl." I was like, "Why?" I was like, "She was Russian." I was like, well, "She was Ukrainian." And she was like, "Close enough."
I did not know that was a thing.
They fucking the rest of Europe and Scandinavia and West Europe, they fucking can't stand them. Apparently,
I didn't know that was a thing. I could see it. I guess. I don't know. The only thing I know about Russia really is Putin and all that shit.
No thanks.
That's about it. Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
All right. I loathe that. I loathe
it. All right. Do you wanna go first or go second on this?
I will. You can ask me first.
All right, bet. So for those of you that don't know, this is how we end every episode. It's a segment called Love It or Loathe It. We're gonna go through rapid fire sports topics. If we love it, we're gonna stop, talk about it for a little bit. If we loathe it, we're just going to say it and move on. That's that. So, all right. You said you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, bet. So, Las Vegas Raiders defensive end Carl Nassib comes out as gay. He's now the first openly gay active NFL player.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, how could you not? I love the way that he did the video too. It was just so nonchalant. He's like, yeah, this is who I am. No big deal. He didn't try to capitalize off it or something. He was just doing it because he felt like he had to, because like he said in the video, representation. He said he felt representation was important, and this is probably the most I've respected any of these coming out instances, more and I was thinking about it wow, how much the world has changed since was it John Collins, the guy who was the guy who came out in the NBA as gay?
I'm not sure. You may be right about
he wasn't very good, but I think it was Collins. But I remember when he did it, he had to sit down with Good Morning America or some shit, and made it a big media tour and all that, and everyone was freaking out. But now a guy can just say it on Instagram and be like, hey, this is who I am, and everyone's like, yeah, cool, that's awesome. Yeah. And not it be some spectacle or something. I don't know. It just made me it's finally a good story. Nothing to call bullshit on. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Also too, I think that we should, as I've been a fan of this guy for a long time because he was on Hard Knocks. And every time I see him on TV, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's the guy from Hard Knocks. He was on the Cleveland Browns. He got drafted by the Browns. And he was on the Cleveland Browns Hard Knocks year, and he was hilarious.
Okay, yeah, honestly, I hadn't even heard of him until all this happened.
Nah, dude, he was the dude that, remember he did a financial advisor clip of him being a financial advisor to Myles Garrett, and it's so funny because he's saying fuck every other word, and he's explaining shit, and he's like, yeah, bro, you just save money and put it in a savings account. All of a sudden, compound interest, bro, you'll turn into a fucking billionaire. And and then he had another one about aliens. He's like, how can you not think aliens are real, bro? And went on a rant, and then he had an Instagram rant. I don't know. He's hilarious on that Hard Knocks. Like, and that was the last good Hard Knocks too. Was that Cleveland Browns one? So
Yeah, I haven't watched Hard Knocks in a while.
that was cool. I thought that was cool.
Alrighty. Then we got reigning home run derby champion Pete Alonso returns this year.
Loathe it. Home run derby will ruin your swing. So it's not even like
interesting.
Those. Well, that's what Aaron Judge says, but
I don't know. It seems weird to me.
I haven't watched the home run derby since I was like 8. So
yeah, I haven't watched any of the MLB All-Star shit since I was like 8.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got Skip Bayless puts LeBron and AD on blast by outing them following Russell Westbrook's wife on Twitter.
Yeah, I love this. Skip Bayless just ceases to amaze. I used to like him. I definitely turned on him when he said Dak was a pussy for saying that he had suicidal thoughts.
Oh, so I remember that too, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So this is just another example of Skip Bayless just being shitty for no reason.
Yeah. I
don't know how he found out that LeBron and AD both follow Russell Westbrook's wife, or what he was even trying to say by that. But he's dumb. So
yeah, like LeBron has a wife and kids. Like, what is he trying to start? That was stupid. Yeah. All right. And then actually I'll add this one to yours. Last but not least, since we're talking about LeBron, talking about the Lakers, Alex Caruso was charged over the weekend with a possession of marijuana charge in College Station. He was leaving the airport and they found a grinder in his backpack.
Yeah, I love it. Caruso just got like 10 times cooler in NBA fans' eyes, and it's just ridiculous. Like, he just got his street cred went from like right here for being like a balding white dude, accountant looking ass dude, to like a guy who smokes weed just being so much more cooler.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like NBA fans have always loved him, but now you're right. He got like that street cred.
Yeah. I saw somebody's Snapchat story to say, like, posted a screenshot of the article and said hashtag let Caruso burn.
Do you even burn, bro?
Yeah. So yeah, love it.
That's funny. All right. Yeah. Wait. Update though. Before we transition, Trae Young currently has 44 points. It's fucking absurd.
God. 112, 111 Hawks. Jeez.
Oh my God, the Hawks are winning 114, 111. Damn it, I had the under. Fuck.
You dumbass.
Well, I also had Hawks +8, so.
All right. Sons and 4 guy has full-on merchandise and action figure and is even on Cameo now.
I love this. So for those that don't know, the Phoenix Suns, they had a fight, a fiasco during the Nuggets series in the stands. And the video went viral of this guy absolutely beating a Nuggets fan's ass and then, chanting Suns and 4, Suns and 4. So after that video, Devin Booker contacted the guy, got him a signed jersey, got him free tickets to the conference finals. Pardon my take, contacted him. They had him on a podcast episode. He's just taken this and ran away with it. We talk about how do some people become famous. This is how people become famous. They're smart with it. This guy's doing everything he can to ride the wave while it lasts. He has action figures, t-shirts, everything, because everybody loves him right now. And it seems like, the Knicks have Spike Lee. I'm trying to think of other iconic sports fans. Toronto has Drake. Now the Phoenix Suns have Sons and 4 guy. He's their guy.
That's a good way to put it.
He's the face of the franchise.
So, all right. Max Scherzer gets big mad at being checked for banned substances.
I love this one too. It was just hilarious. His reaction. The foreign substance checks went into play on Monday, and there's already been clips, multiple checks per game. Everybody's getting annoyed, but Max Scherzer just absolutely wasn't having it with the umps. It was a pretty funny clip. If you haven't seen it, I recommend looking it up.
He had a full-on BF. It was really funny.
Yeah.
John Rahm wins the U.S. Open 2 weeks after getting kicked out of a tournament for having COVID.
I love it.
A 7-stroke lead with.
I love it. Father's Day win. I don't really have much to say about it, but I like John Rahm. He's really good. He didn't. Where did he finish in the Masters?
not really.
I was about to say, because I didn't really
anywhere
hear about him in the Masters, really. So yeah, good little bounce back for him, because he's definitely one of the better golfers in the game right now. So yeah, I
Well,
love
now
that.
he's after that win, he's now number 1 on the tour. So
Is he really ranked
yep,
number 1?
he took over Dustin Johnson. Yeah, but
Wow. Well, Dustin
hasn't
Johnson's been shitting the bed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he went from the top of the world to nothing.
Yep. RG3 is mad horny, but for his wife.
Okay, yeah, I already know what you're talking about. You explain the video. You explain it.
Okay, so there's a video that RG3 posted on Twitter. It's trending right now, or it was right before we started the show, of RG3 posting a video of his wife doing squats, and while he's like the top corner of is him like going like that, implying that he's like checking out her ass and just pretty much gassing up his wife about how she's hot. And then also too, I guess he's getting hate for having a white wife, but then he posted a gif of like Jon Snow, fighting like the horseman, and it said it isn't anti-black to love outside of your race. And I was like, okay, that was weird having that with that gif, but I approve of this message.
I agree, but I don't know if I agree with your delivery here. Yeah, I'm gonna say I loathe it, just because it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. Okay. All right. Next, I'm trying to think. Do we have anything planned big for next week? Because next week is gonna be like NBA Finals and everything coming up. Or no, this series won't be done yet.
It won't be done yet, so we'll still be in the thick of conference finals.
Into the thick of it.
Ugh. I think, do training camps start yet? Training camps don't start until mid-July, I think. Maybe
usually in July.
Yeah.
We could maybe have Alex on again next week, talk about
hockey,
Stanley Cup.
Hockey.
Yeah. Honestly, hockey playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs have been fire. I've been watching a few games. I'm surprised Vegas might get knocked out.
Who are they playing right now?
Montreal, the Canadiens.
Oh, the Canadiens.
Canada.
Whatever.
Which usually Canadian teams suck in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been like a super long time since they've won something. It's like the only thing I know about hockey right now.
No, I feel.
Let's see here. Trying to think. I don't know. It's summer, so it's like slow.
Yeah, it's a slow time in sports. So we'll think of something. I mean, last week we did a little weird episode with fantasy football and everything. So maybe we'll do something like that.
MLB trade deadline is approaching, but that's not till mid-July. So
yeah,
that's why the only thing in the MLB happening right now is the freaking spider tack shit. But I'm just kind of tired of talking to you about it, to be honest.
Yeah, that is literally the only thing really happening, and the Shohei versus Vladdy race. That's it.
Yeah,
because I mean, there's so, and Jacob deGrom just going off. But I mean, there's only so much you can say about it.
Yeah,
because deGrom is he's a cyborg right now.
Yeah, we can only suck him off so much.
Exactly. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. Thanks for those that watched live. This is our first time doing it live on TikTok, so I don't really know how that went yet. So I guess I'll check the analytics, see how everything went there. Oh, and final score: the Hawks just beat the Bucks, 116-113.
God,
Hawks in 7, baby.
They just keep doing it.
Hawks in 7, bro.
They can't keep getting away with this.
They can't. Who lets them do this?
Oh my God. Okay. All right then.
All right.
Well, we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Peace.